Back in New Orleans, the atmosphere for Game 3 Saturday night was electrifying, and during player introductions, they were sky high. Let's check out the starting lineups. First for the Philadelphia 76ers, a backcourt of Eric Snow and Allen Iverson. The Sixers want more from Eric Snow, Keith Van Horn, Derek Coleman, and Kenny Thomas up front. Both Van Horn and Thomas in foul trouble in Game 3. Here are the Hornets with Baron Davis, David Wesley at the guards, George Lynch for the injured Jamal Mashburn. Jamal McClure had another solid game on Saturday, and P.J. Brown, who came up with a stellar performance in Game 3. Let's check it with Cheryl Miller. Cheryl?
There is no question that the Hornets played with a sense of urgency in Game 3. The big question, however, is can they duplicate that effort? Well, earlier today I sat down with P.J. Brown, who gave me the keys for the game.
I just think we need to do a lot of the things that we did in Game 3. We need to rebound, be efficient on the offensive end, and just play hard and play desperate. I think Game 3 we were probably as desperate as we've been the whole year, and we got to have a lot of the same because we're missing a lot of firepower, and everybody's got to be able to take it up to another level again tonight.
And Mark, much like Game 3, the crowd will be a major factor tonight. The Hornets will rely heavily on their support and their energy. Guys?
All right, thanks, Cheryl. Better than 17,000 here at the arena in New Orleans. The officials are Steve Jabby, Blaine Reichelt, Mike Callahan. The Hornets control the opening tip. McClure played by Coleman, and McClure goes right at him. Rebounded by Van Horn. Here's Snow on the run. Lynch is back, and Snow is fouled.
Well, as I mentioned earlier in the open, Mark, fast break points for Philadelphia so key to their field goal percentage coming up and key to their ability to put points on the board. Only 8 fast break points in game number 3 for the 76ers. We see them immediately get out in transition, and Snow go to the line for 2 attempts.
Eric Snow is only 9 of 27 from the field. Over the first 3 games, he's been very quiet. And Eric hearing it from the crowd. A live TNT NBA Spanish language feed is now available via SAP.
Well, we probably should make those who may have missed game number 3 aware of the fact that Paul Silas has changed his game plan going into the 3rd game, and again tonight because of the absence of Jamal Mashburn. They want to play an open game. We see the inside play of McClure there where the shot is almost blocked by Derek Coleman. And again, Sixers out in transition immediately. Iverson giving it up.
Well, he saw Van Horn open, and a foul is called. That attempted pass hit the bottom of the net, and it led to the foul committed by David Wesley.
Looked like Allen had a jumper. He spots his teammate underneath the basket at the last second. Van Horn can't hold it. Instead, they get possession on the side out because of the foul.
Well, Larry Brown was telling us earlier, must get Keith Van Horn involved. He was in early foul trouble the other night, but they're not getting him shots. They want him to get more touches. That time Van Horn threw it out. Snow way off. And here's Lynch picking it down. Davis met by Snow. And with nowhere to go.
And what we saw the Hornets go twice in a row inside on post-up plays. Davis with the penetration and the layup. There's a little bit of free land. There's a lot of up-tempo. And there's the fact that they dominated the front lines for the Hornets in game number 3. That's why Silas went immediately to McClure in the low post 2 times in a row.
Kenny Thomas 6 for 6 from the field the other night, but he was in foul trouble. Iverson had the shot deflected, and then Iverson remains in the front court to discuss it. He thought he was fouled. In a conversation with Steve Jabby, that could have cost the 76ers.
Well, David Wesley likes to run out on Allen Iverson. It puts a little more pressure on the shooter as you're going up to see your man challenge a shot and go past you. Someone has to cover in the backcourt for you.
Davis turns it over. And there's Iverson met by Wesley. Thomas? Yes. Well, Kenny Thomas continuing the good touch. He had a terrific game, too, in Philadelphia with 17 points, 16 rebounds. rebounds, but he got hurt the other night because of foul. Oh, Wesley went up, and that, as he makes contact, that is a traveling violation, up and down.
Let's take a look. You think it's a jumper coming, and then Wesley, once he gets up in the air, has nowhere to go but come back down again, and that's where the violation is called by Steve Javy.
The only way the Hornets could have maintained possession if one of his teammates had run over and taken the ball. Sixers have a 4-2 lead. We're just underway. They're trying to get Iverson underway early, and Wesley's done a nice job to this point. P.J. Brown with the rebound.
Oh, you mentioned that Thomas having that subpar performance because his game 2 was so good. You forget he was 6 for 6 in game number 3 from the floor.
Well, I didn't say subpar. I said he's in foul trouble.
Well, you meant to say subpar.
No, I did not. No. Van Horn is able to hit.
You sound disappointed. Let me put it that way. You have a sound of disappointment in your voice.
I'm disappointed for you in many areas, but after Kenny Thomas, I said he was in foul trouble, but he was 6 for 6. He just began this morning where Larry Brown was annoyed with you with the type of questions that you were throwing in his direction. Well, not prepared. All right, here's Wesley for 3. David Wesley from downtown, and the Sixers have a 6-5 lead.
You threw that little not prepared in there just before he launched a 3-pointer. That's not fair. You can't do that.
Van Horn met by Lynch. And here comes Davis. Davis getting away with a foul. Lynch. And you can hear this crowd is into it right at the start.
Well, I think Davis wanted to hit P.J. Brown, and he started to pass it off the dribble and then came down with it into the next dribble because P.J. wasn't looking.
Thomas able to rebound his missed shot. Van Horn being played by Lynch. Nice play by Brown, fronting and saving. Recovered by McGlory, and he is fouled by Snow.
The Hornets making a concerted effort to run the floor. You notice the big people, McGlory and Brown, hustling to get down there, trying to outrun the Sixer front line people to get those easy shot opportunities. The other thing it does is it allows them, if they don't get the fast break, Marv, to get that quick early post-up position so that Philly can't take it away from them as they did in games 1 and 2.
Paul McGlory with 2 straight strong performances. Game 3, 18 points, 9 rebounds. Hornets now lead 7-6. Hornets seeking to tie the series at 2. Game 5 back in Philadelphia on Wednesday night. 76ers looking to take a 3-1 lead. Iverson rebounded by Coleman, stopped by Brown. Van Horn is up with it. Thomas, Coleman again. Van Horn, and we get a whistle. Basket will not count. Traveling violation.
Mark, as you go back, the first shot that was taken on the basket, we need to try and see if New Orleans blocked it with a hand coming up under the net and taking it out that way. On this next shot that comes up here, does the hand come up through the net and block it? It doesn't look like it from there.
76ers just 2 of 13 from the field here at the start. Wesley eluding Iverson, finding McGlory, and he is fouled.
Nice pass that time by Wesley. He was going up for the jump shot. He saw McGlory's man switch out on him. At the last second, he drops it off. Wesley thinks it's a jumper. There comes Coleman, the drop-off pass at the end. That looks like a lot of ball to me on that one.
But the foul called on Thomas, and McGlory is back at the line. Aaron Davis sat out game 2, made his return in dramatic fashion Saturday night, bothered by that bone bruise and the left knee. At one point, Aaron Davis missed 10 straight shots the other night. was able to pick it up in the fourth quarter. Iverson is hearing the boos from this crowd. Here's Iverson. He's missed his first 5. Brown on the rebound. And here at the start, the Hornets have been quicker to the ball than the Sixers. That's the case the other night. Here's Davis. Yes! Hornets 11. And the Sixers 6-9 unanswered for New Orleans.
You know, when Davis is playing with Mashburn, there are times that he defers to Mashburn. The veteran guy, he knows that that's their number 1 option on offense, and Baron Davis so willing to give it up to Jamal Mashburn. But without Mashburn, Davis knows he's the guy who becomes that much more assertive.
Will it count? No. 24-second violation. An outstanding defensive sequence by the Hornets.
We saw Baron Davis in the fourth quarter light it up last game by hitting 3 out of 5 3-pointers. Here he steps back, launches it, and hits nothing but the net on that one. At the other end, they come right back and lock him up with their defense, give New Orleans an 11-6 lead.
For 15 from the field.
Well, New Orleans has picked up its energy level at the defensive end of the floor, getting some stops. They got the 24-second violation a couple seconds ago. And right now, Philadelphia's struggling to get clean, open looks at the basket against this Hornets defense.
Eric Snow digging in on Baron Davis. Davis fed on a switch by Van Horn, sent it to Brown. P.J. Brown able to stroke it. An 11-0 run for the Hornets.
One of the things Larry Brown mentioned is that he saw many more pick and rolls with New Orleans in game number 3. A lot more pick and rolls, particularly when Mashburn's there. You don't see quite as many. Again, we just saw a pick and roll score.
Larry said his team not aggressive enough defending on the pick and roll. Here's Snow, and finally the 76ers knocked down a shot. 13-8. Hornets with the lead. 5 minutes remaining in the first. Davis, nice move, and Baron Davis looking pretty good despite the knee problem.
Well, Paul Silas mentioned the one thing that's missing from Davis is the explosiveness because of the injury to the knee. He's so strong, he gets through there, the defensive bodies, he's willing to take the banging, but he can't get up quite as high.
Keith Van Horn with his second field goal. 15-10, New Orleans. Game 4 of the best of 7. 76ers won the first 2 in Philadelphia. McGraw is fouled again. The Hornets won here on Saturday night in Game 3, turning it on in the fourth quarter as they crushed the 76ers off the board. That's 2 on Thomas, so Kenny Thomas, who was in foul trouble the other night, picks up 2 early on, and Jamal McGraw spending quite a bit of time here at the line in the first quarter. Coming up next on TNT, it's the Sacramento Kings and the Utah Jazz. And then tomorrow on TNT, with the series tied at 2, it's the Spurs hosting the Suns in Game 5, followed by Game 5 of the Lakers and the Timberwolves. And that series tied at 2, second of our doubleheader. Dick Stockton and Jeff Van Gundy will be on hand.
Jeff's had problems lately, obviously. He's spewing venom on the air. Taking shots at people that are friends of his, people that are concerned and care about him.
Garrett Coleman from downtown. People that are concerned and care about him. Who would you be referring to?
Personally, I am. I think about him often. I worry about him, particularly when I hear him go off the way he's gone off recently. He's attacking you, and you haven't done a lot wrong. A few things.
He did take some uncontested shots. Snow with the steal. Iverson on a breakaway. Allen Iverson with his first field goal, and the Sixers are within 1.
That's how the Sixers have to play. They have to force turnovers, get out in the open floor to get themselves enough points to win. It starts with their defensive presence at this end of the floor, pressuring entry passes. Remember, going back to games 1 and 2, New Orleans had a difficult time making the first pass in their half-court offense. They got a little bit sloppy in their execution, and then with the aggressiveness of Philadelphia, it forced a number of turnovers.
Wesley gets the pick from Brown and was stopped by Van Horn. Good play by Van Horn. And Snow is on it. 3-on-2. Here's Thomas, and he finishes. So Larry Brown is staying with Kenny Thomas despite the 2 fouls. And Thomas has given the Sixers a 17-16 lead. This following the 11-0 run by the Hornets. And Paul Silas takes a timeout.
In game number 1, the Sixers had 19 fast break points. In game number 2, they had 16 fast break points. In the last game, which was the first one they lost, they had just 8 fast break points. When they get out running, they have easier shots, higher percentage shots, and they put the pressure on the transition defense of the New Orleans Hornets. You go back one before that, it's Iverson by himself out in front, finally getting himself a basket after an 0-for-5 start.
76ers have lost their last 3 straight games on the road, 2 in the regular season, and game 3 here on Saturday. Meanwhile, the Hornets have won the last 5 straight at home, the last 4 and the regular campaign, and then the game here on Saturday night. Hornets finished the season strong. They won their last 5 games. Record of 47-35 as they finished up at the number 5 seed, going up against the number 4 seeded team, the 76ers. Lynch with the step. George Lynch with his first field goal, and the Hornets recapture the lead.
Well, let's go back to what you're talking about, the 76ers. They were the only team in the Eastern Conference to have a winning road record during the season. 23-18 on the road for the Sixers.
Oh, beautiful move by Allen Iverson. So the 76ers lead by 1. Davis is open for 3. And Iverson looking to run. Hornets get back. Iverson dumps it to Snow and nowhere. Oh, beautiful pass. He had nowhere to go and somehow slipped it to Thomas. Look at it. Coleman got back to get a piece of it. Good hustle by Coleman. And last touch by the Sixers.
You saw 4 black jerseys in transition and only 3 white jerseys back. The rest of the Hornets must run back.
And the 76ers, after going 2 for their first 15, have now hit their last 7 shots and lead by 3.
Back from Eric Snow.
Eric Snow with 6 assists already in this first quarter. 5 on Philadelphia's last 7 field goals, and the Sixers, after the slow start, now lead by 3. Tractor Trailer has checked in, as has Kenny Anderson. Anderson played well in the 4th quarter the other night as he and Baron Davis teamed up. Now Anderson is in the backcourt with Wesley as Davis takes a seat. Good defense here by the Sixers. Wesley for 3. Iverson on the rebound.
That was terrific defense that time. You see the 76ers intensity level picked up. You heard them communicating out on the floor. Wesley had to launch a shot just to get one off.
Thomas had a tough angle on that shot. Anderson met by Aaron McKee, who just came on. Here's Brown. And it's deflected out. Last touch by Van Horn.
P.J. Brown had actually outrun Thomas down the floor. After Thomas took the shot, he laid on the ground a little bit. P.J. took off. They almost had him in transition. He caught it and was off balance, so didn't finish.
Minute 20 remaining in the first, and the Sixers lead by 3. Trailer up front with Brown and Lynch, Anderson, and Wesley in the backcourt. Tyrone Hill, who just came on, getting involved with Tractor Trailer, and the loose ball foul is called on Trailer.
Marv, we've seen 2 or 3 times where New Orleans wants to throw the ball into the low post. They're hesitant. They can't get it in there because of Philly's interior defense. They wind up launching long jump shots. That's why Paul Silas wants to try and run, because it's easier to get it into the post man in transition.
Iverson, he's been on the start. Rebounded Hill, Tyrone Hill. So the the 76ers extend to a 23-18 lead.
Tyrone Hill can really be a factor, particularly on the offensive glass. When he sets his mind to it, he's active like he has been thus far. You see him active at the defensive end. We just saw him active on the offensive end.
Anderson. Kenny Anderson off the bench. Made a contribution the other night after getting very little playing time over the first 2 games of the series. Iverson able to penetrate. Allen Iverson getting inside, and the Sixers now lead by 5.
But Kenny Anderson's got to stay down in his stance. He can't open up the alley that way and just give Iverson a clear path to the basket. His first step too quick. He penetrates the outside part of the defense. There's an offensive foul that time called on George Lynch.
So the ball back to the 76ers with 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter. They'll have the full shot clock. Eric Snow is back, and the crowd reacts as one of the heroes for the Hornets in Game 3. Jerome Moiso, 3-year man from UCLA, and what a performance, particularly in the fourth quarter the other night in his first ever playoff game. He changed the game in the fourth quarter. Now Anderson up on Iverson as he works it down to 10. McKee puts the move on Brown, and is rejected by Traylor. The outlet is stolen by Iverson. Time running down. Iverson gets it off in time, but comes up short. So the 76ers with their ups and downs in the first quarter, 2 for the first 15, and they hit 7 straight shots, and after 1, they lead at 25-20. Iverson with a slow start, and now 3 for 9 for 6 points. How about Eric Snow? 4 points and 6 assists in the first. Welcome back to the NBA playoffs. It is day number 10 in postseason competitions. Czar, look at the Mississippi River. As we welcome you back to the New Orleans Arena. Marv Albert with the Czar, Mike Fratello, Cheryl Miller. 1 quarter complete. A very aggressive 76er team in that first quarter. And they lead the Hornets 25-25 steals already for Philly at the start. On the offensive glass, the Sixers 8 rebounds, New Orleans none.
You talk to me almost like I wasn't here for the first quarter of the game. I saw all that stuff. I understand that.
Why are you so selfish to think that I'm talking to you? I'm talking to our viewers. I'm talking to you. Off the steal, it's Davis putting the move on McKee, and it's lost out of bounds. Last touch by Moiso.
Well, this will be a test for Moiso to see if he can come back tonight. Last game, his first playoff game, a huge performance, probably his best game rather as an NBA player. Major contributor, but now can he come back and give them something 2 consecutive games?
He lost it, but Monty Williams, who just came on, able to recover and scores off glass. Monty Williams with his first bucket of the Sixers lead, 27-20, biggest lead of the night. Baron Davis has returned. Paul Silas telling us earlier he hopes to keep the ball out of Baron Davis's hands, except as a shooter. That's why Kenny Anderson is on the floor. This is Moiso putting moves on Van Horn. Rebounded by Iverson. And as Iverson looks for the jumper, an offensive foul is called. Illegal pick. Called on Tyrone Hill.
That drag screen in transition. Hill moves down into Anderson as Anderson tries to go underneath. That's where the foul is called.
Stacey Augmon now up front with Jerome Moiso. Back to Traylor. Davis and Anderson at the guards. McKee looking for the steal. Augmon. Shot clock is to 4. Augmon forcing a bad shot. And here comes Iverson. Get the Sixers racing. A pass intended for Van Horn broken up.
You can see how hard the Sixers are making it on New Orleans to get a clean, open look at the basket right now. Paul Silas trying to figure out ways. This is when your go-to guy, Jamal Mashburn, becomes so important. When you're struggling, you get the ball back in his hands, and he's good enough to produce you a basket. There's Mashburn on the bench right now for New Orleans. Right now, without their leading scorer on the floor, it's tough creating shots against this aggressive Sixer defense.
Foul sidelined by that dislocation and tip fracture of the middle finger of his right hand. Here's Van Horn. Back comes Anderson. Hornets in a bit of a drought after the fast start. Aliso with a nice move. We're talking about Jerome Aliso earlier with Larry Brown, who had him briefly. And Larry was telling us that during the year of the lockout in '99, he watched Jerome in his days at UCLA. Iverson knocks down the three. He said that Jerome was excellent in the drills, but in games, he found him to be passive, and he's a guy who's shot flashes, as we saw the other night. And Altman not able to hit. Here comes McKee, and again they push it. Monty Williams, intended receiver of that pass, but it's broken up by Baron Davis. Davis is tripped up. There'll be a foul call on McKee.
Moiso needs playing experience. He needs time on the floor to develop. He's just going to be 24 years old, and this was his first playoff game in game number 3, so he will grow and develop as he gets a little more maturity about him. Basketball is something that does not come easy to him. You know, there's some players that have high basketball IQs. They understand the game. He's going to learn and develop that with time.
Baron Davis knocks down the three. Baron, a teammate of Jerome Aliso at UCLA. Sixers 30, Hornets 25. Kobe Alexander has come on for the Hornets. Here's Iverson for three. Yes! And he felt he got bumped by Davis, but Iverson beginning to heat up, and the Sixers extend to an 8-point lead. Iverson has 12. The foul called on the Hornets. It's on Altman. Offensive foul and a timeout taken by Paul Silas.
Watch the defense, Baron Davis, go under the screen on this and give Iverson the space. He goes under, he doesn't recover in time. Just enough look for Iverson to nail the three.
And look at the playoff history here in New Orleans. The last postseason game, the New Orleans Saints faced the St. Louis Rams December 30th of 2000, and the New Orleans Buccaneers of the ABA were in the playoffs in April of '69 against the Oakland Oaks. Stacey Altman called on that foul. New Orleans did make it to the ABA finals. We talked about that the other night. Buccaneers of Larry Brown and Doug Moe, the coach, Babe McCarthy, a team that played at the Tulane Gymnasium. Capacity 4,500. Kenny Thomas to the line, and Larry Brown now has Thomas up front with Hill and Williams. He has Iverson and McKee at the guard. Over to Cheryl Miller. Cheryl?
Marvin, like out of that last time out, Coach Silas extremely upset with his players. He said, look, we're not playing defensively, aggressive. Move your feet. We got 9 turnovers that we simply can't win playing this way. We have to keep our composure and our poise in the second quarter, guys.
And New Orleans with as many turnovers as field goals. 9 field goals, 9 turnovers. They had 10 turnovers in all of Game 3. Nice step by Alexander. And Alexander able to get to it. Here's Davis from downtown. Yes!
Credit Courtney Alexander. First of all, he made an incredible move athletically just to get the ball to the rim. And after the miss, he fought, came up with it, and gave his team a second shot opportunity, which Baron Davis knocks down.
A reach-in foul. As Iverson blew by Davis, Davis extended and was called for the contact. second team foul. Now Trailer and Moesha will sit down. McLaurin is back. P.J. Brown, McLaurin up front. 3-second violation on the Sixers.
You saw that time on the pick and roll with Iverson, how two defenders stayed with Allen Iverson so he couldn't turn the corner. Already, Marv, with 7.5 minutes remaining here in the quarter, Iverson has 12 field goal attempts in the game.
Davis coming off the pick. He's hit 5 of 6 from the field. Davis just playing one. And here's Iverson putting the speed on. Iverson. Williams with the putback. And Allen Iverson getting it off glass. And all 76ers waiting for that offensive rebound. 35-28 Philadelphia. We played 5 minutes in the second quarter. They double up on Davis. Alexander from Davis. What a play, yes! And it counts!
Aaron Davis has the size and strength to get inside the defense and then, because of his great athleticism, make a last-second decision. Split through defenders, hang long enough, get it over the top of the oncoming big man to find Courtney Alexander, and now an opportunity for Alexander to finish off the three-point play.
Courtney Alexander in his 3rd season out of Fresno State, acquired from the Wizards the day before the draft for a first-round pick, and was actually brought in to match up against the numerous top-flight big guards in the East, but has not received much playing time.
Hasn't received much playing time because he hasn't earned a lot of playing time. Playing time comes with consistency. Allen Iverson foul. Again, 2 people on Iverson coming off a high screen. New Orleans has made a decision in their defense. They're going after him. They're going to stop him from getting in the lane. Too many shots this early in the game. You'll see as he steps off, P.J. Brown steps out. That elbow or forearm comes up because of the size difference right there. It catches him right in the face.
First on Brown right there. Philadelphia takes a timeout. Iverson shake it up. 6:35 remaining in the first half. Sixers up 5-4, and we'll be back here in the Crescent City. Crescent City zone in a moment.
Just give me the ball every time down the floor and get out of the way. Made it simple. Simple game plan. You have to go through all this other stuff. Give me the ball every time and get out of the way. That's it.
Derek Coleman is fouled. So Derek taking it to the rim is hit by McLaurin. Jack also had 6 assists, so he was looking for other people.
Want that? See, only you would interpret that as me saying if Shaq wanted to shoot it every time. That's not what I said.
Exactly what was on my mind.
Yeah, well, because I'm going to help expand your knowledge of the game right now. Jack can be the distributor. He can be the point guard from the low post position. Give him the ball, run your cuts, run your splits, run your back doors. If you're open, he'll get it to you. Slide up, he'll get it to you. Or then he'll dunk it on whoever's in front.
So you clean that up from what you were saying off the air about his performance.
Yeah.
37-31. Sixers with the lead. George Lynch is back. Davis with a nice move. Oh, Baron Davis. Once again, he thought he was fouled. He's 6 today, has 14 points along with 4 assists. Meanwhile, the 76ers have turned it after that 2 for 15 start. They've hit 13 of the last 19 over the last 12 minutes. Coleman, played by McLaurin. Shot clock for 5. Here's Coleman. Rebounded by McLaurin.
McLaurin doing a good job of staying down that time, going up and challenging shots. And as poorly as New Orleans played to start this game, George Lynch with the 3 misses it. As poorly as they played, Mark, they are right here hanging around just 4 points down.
A.J. Brown showing his strength. it away from Tyrone Hill, and Hill is called for the foul. That's 3 on Tyrone.
They've cleaned up, and I'm talking about New Orleans, they've cleaned up their ball handling a little bit after those 9 early turnovers. This is a team that averages only 14.5 turnovers per game. Paul Silas took a timeout, talked to his team, told him if you want to give yourself a chance, you've got to protect the basketball better and play better defense.
Tyrone Hill sits down. Now Courtney Alexander checks back in. Alexander, nice lob thrown by Davis.
There's 2 or 3 athletic plays that we've seen Alexander make, which, if he did that every night, then he would be getting more minutes on the floor, something that we seem to be campaigning for him tonight.
Davis doing a nice job defensively on Iverson, and it's deflected. The Hornets turning on this crowd. The Sixers were able to jump in front by 8 after the poor start, and now the Hornets are within 2. Marv Albert with the czar, Mike Fratello, Cheryl Miller with the New Orleans Arena. It's game 4 of the best of 7. Hornets trying to tie the series at 2. The Sixers trying to take a 3-1 lead back with them to Philadelphia. A shot clock for the 76ers, and Snow resets the offense. Van Horn puts the move on Brown, and that's a kick ball. So the Sixers will maintain possession. And they reset the shot clock. They put 5 additional seconds on. Back to 14, and Van Horn will throw in. Snow guarded by Alexander. Iverson running baseline. Thomas did not get it to him. Here's Coleman. Rebounded by Thomas. Another offensive board for the Sixers. Iverson shot deflected short. Baron Davis with the shot block. Davis feeling it. And a loose ball foul called by Mike Callahan over at the far side. And the foul on P.J. Brown. That's the second.
Baron Davis at the defensive end of the floor makes a terrific recovery to get there, up and challenge and get a piece of Allen Iverson's shot. But then he comes right back down with the emotion of the crowd fueling him and taking a hurried shot. Probably would rather get that shot back again. He's got so much energy, he's trying to lead by example, but you've got to know the difference between a good shot and a bad shot and what the right timing is.
Hornets over the limit, so Van Horn at the line. You can log on to NBA.com or America's KeywordNBA.com for the exclusive 2003 playoff section featuring live post-game press conference, video highlights, photo galleries. Love it live on NBA.com. Sixers with a 39-35 lead. Philadelphia does have a foul to give. Met on a switch by Snow. Here's Brown. And Brown is fouled.
P.J. Brown had Courtney Alexander standing right there on his right-hand side. Philadelphia taking that side pick and roll and trying to force it down to the baseline now, not trying to allow the ball to come back to the middle of the floor.
Foul called on Van Horn. That's his first. So the Sixers will be in the penalty with their next foul. Alexander spinning his way. Wild shot. And Snow tripped up by Alexander. That'll put Snow at the line with the Hornets over the limit.
Want to make sure that you don't compound the situation. You take a bad shot, you miss it badly, don't run back and give them 2 easy free throw attempts because you get yourself so excited, so worked up. You must maintain your control. Courtney Alexander, feeling that he's been a positive contributor thus far, wants to do well while he's out there.
David Wesley getting set. Check back in. Here's Wesley 4. Alexander in his 5 minutes hits 2 of 4 from the field. Eric Snow, perfect at the line in this series, one of the league's best free throw shooters, 86% during the regular season. Sixers 41 and the Hornets 35. We were surprised about Baron Davis coming on so strong in the fourth quarter the other night. Here's Davis forcing the issue, but got the call. We were talking with Paul Silas about Davis's knee. Silas saying that it's still swollen, but once again he's come out here in the first half with fresh legs. Although apparently he's hobbling right now off that last play.
Yeah, he may have landed awkwardly, and let's face it, that's how he hurt himself back in game 1. But when he slices through right here and he takes his hop step, when he comes down, he may have landed awkwardly there as he starts to stumble to the ground. That's why he walked over for a second, close to the trainer. A couple of whispers back and forth, trainer asking how he feels, confirming that he's okay to go on.
Davis, a 71% shooter at the line during the season. He's had a huge first half with the 15 points and 5 assists.
Lamar, there was a stretch in time during the regular season where Baron Davis actually backed off going to the basket and initiating contact because he was going through a bad stretch of shooting free throws. And it was almost like he didn't want to get fouled, so he didn't have to get to the foul line because he knew he wasn't shooting well. He turned himself into a complete jump shooter.
Well, that time at the defensive end, Davis not able to stay in front of Snow.
Maybe the leg is bothering him. We saw that in game 1 when he was injured, that he defensively just couldn't even get down into his stance and move.
Lynch for 3. And here's Snow. He had a notion to race, and then he's hit from behind by Brown. The Hornets did get back, but Brown, trailing the play, was not able to put on the brakes.
So from the time this was a 2-point game, what we've seen happen is some poor shot selection by New Orleans, and then some transition defensive mistakes that have put Philadelphia on the free throw line, picking up easy points. They have a 6-point lead now with Snow going to the foul line to shoot 2 more.
Larry Brown pulling Derek Coleman. Brian Skinner comes on for the first time. Eric Snow continues his perfection at the line, and here's Jerome Aliso replacing P.J. Brown, who collected a 3rd foul. Brown had the good performance in game 3. He had been in foul trouble the 2 previous games. 76ers back up to the 8-point lead. Snow scored the last 6 for the Sixers. Here's the trap. Good job by the 76ers, but deflected to the backcourt by Van Horn.
You see now the clock is all the way down to 10 seconds. They haven't made an entry pass yet to start their half-court offense because of Philly's defense, and then Thomas gets a hand in on it.
This has been an adventure. Davis does get it off. It's an air ball, 24-second violation. A very ugly possession by the Hornets.
Philadelphia has used that little half-court jump the ball situation just a few times, but each time they've used it, they've either gotten a turnover or a hurried shot at the end of the New Orleans offensive set.
Welcome back to New Orleans. Well, Jamal McGlure, who grew up in Toronto, announced today that he is teaming up with the city of Toronto to provide aid and support to those who have been affected by the SARS virus. McGlure said that he still has family living in the city and is really looking forward, Marvin Mike, to returning home after the season to show his support in person.
Yes, Jamal out of Easton School of Commerce in Toronto, Ontario. All in his 3rd NBA season out of Kentucky. Down to 2.5 remaining in this first half, and the Sixers leading 45-37. Allen Iverson Getting a rest on McKee and Snow now in the backcourt. Here's McKee. Aaron McKee has not taken many shots in this series, but has shot the ball very well.
Well, game one, he was 6 for 9. He was the only other guy that made some shots besides Allen Iverson, who went for 55 in that game. A little too much size for David Wesley that time.
Here's Wesley. Skinner with the save. And Snow pushing it. McKee moving on the wing. And Snow will regroup. Here's McKee wide open for three. Aaron McKee from downtown, and the 76ers have opened up a 13-point lead.
Remember back last game, we talked about the fact that all the things Philly had done in games 1 and 2, New Orleans was doing in game 3. All the loose ball, all the hustle plays, second shot opportunities. Well, Philly's right back again. Here's another one coming in transition for McKee.
Aaron Davis got back, and he's called for the foul. The Sixers are on a roll. A 13-2 run, and they can add to it right here with McKee going to the line.
Energy, crowd enthusiasm, all that can take you only so far. When you start turning the basketball over, 11 turnovers, which has led to 12 points so far for the 76ers, those kind of things eventually wind up catching up to you, hurting you. Just 13 for 31 from the floor for New Orleans.
Allen Iverson returns, coming on for Eric Snow, has been outstanding. Coming up on the Verizon Wireless halftime report, Ernie Johnson along with Kenny Smith and special guest Mario Ellie filling in for Charles Barkley. Mario, a member of 3 NBA championship teams, 1 with San Antonio, 2 with Houston. It's a 14-point Philadelphia lead. Davis now being played by McKee. Davis draws the foul.
Well, because of the number of free throw attempts that Philly has shot here in the first half, they've got 14 free throw attempts thus far, and because of the turnovers that New Orleans has had, New Orleans does not have the opportunities to come back in transition and play the up-tempo style of play that Paul Silas wanted them to get into, which was so successful for them in game number 3.
And aside from Baron Davis, the Hornets not getting any scoring. Davis now with 17. He has 11 of his 17 here in the second quarter.
The next closest guy is McClure, who's 5 for 6 in the foul line for his 5 points, and then Alexander giving him 5 points off the bench.
In the final minute of this first half, Iverson going at Wesley. It's Thomas. Thomas is fouled. Moiso looking for the block. And the foul is called. That'll put Kenny Thomas at the line. Second foul on Moiso.
We saw Thomas being examined today, and this was a monumentous day because
Monumentous?
Yes. Monumental as well. because
wait, let's get back to that.
No, because you made both shoot-arounds today.
Did.
And we saw Kenny Thomas being examined, his right wrist today, by the trainer. So he had a problem, landed on it last game. You can see him every once in a while testing the right wrist.
Usually staff members have covered the shoot-around.
Is that right? Well, both coaches were really excited to see you up that early in the day.
But I myself felt monumentous. So I made my way to breakfast. There's Davis for 3. Yes! A rainbow 3 from Baron Davis. Sixers up by 10. Snow racing down. Stolen by Wesley.
You don't see Snow make those types of mistakes normally. Comes down that time out of control and gives the ball right back again to New Orleans.
Davis battling with Skinner for that loose ball. And last touch by Skinner.
Davis, when he works his way through here at the end, watch him at the end as he goes up, basically just kind of tosses Skinner away after they're going for the loose ball right there.
They turn off the clock, 18 seconds remaining. in the half. Hornets in possession. Down by 10. Out of 10 seconds. Davis sets it up and then fires and hits on number 3 from Baron Davis. Here comes Iverson. Iverson from center court. Well, the Hornets were down by 14 just a moment ago, but Baron Davis has been on fire. 18 of his 24 in the second quarter.
Defensive player has to look at the shot clock at the other end of the floor to realize that with 2 seconds remaining, he's not going to dribble, penetrate, and go by you. You've got to get up and be ready for him to elevate.
Davis 4 of 6 from downtown. But the Philadelphia 76ers here at the half lead by 7 points, and one of the key players for the Sixers, a man with 10 points and 8 assists, Eric Snow, and he's with Cheryl.
Eric, even though they were able to make a mini run there at the end, talk about your defense. You didn't shoot the ball particularly well in the first quarter, but your defense and the offensive boards was the reason why you were able to open up a lead.
Yeah, we felt like in the last games, that's where they beat us. You take away the rebounds in the hustle game, it was basically an even game. So we wanted to come out and make sure that they didn't beat us, that aspect of the game today.
Baron Davis, 24 points in the first half. How do you slow him down in the second?
I think we just got to try to keep him from the basket and keep him off the line. If he's making jump shots, there's not much we can do. Just make sure we make him take tough shots and then hopefully get the rebound and run.
Good luck in the second half. I'll send it back to you, Marvin. Mike?
All right, thanks, Cheryl. Yes, Baron Davis has been making jump shots, 24 points in all. Allen Iverson, 5 for 14 in the first half for 12. Sixers up by 7. Let's go to our studios in Atlanta. Here's Ernie.
All right.
And we welcome you back to New Orleans, and these folks letting the good times roll over on Bourbon Street. Marv Albert with the Czar, Mike Fratello along with Cheryl Miller. The Philadelphia 76ers, after a slow start, they opened up hitting 2 for 15 from the field, led by as many as 14 Hornets with a late rush. However, the 76ers have to be very pleased with their play in the first half, doing it defensively and certainly doing a much better job off the board.
Well, this is a much more aggressive Philadelphia team. Game number 3, a 51-33 advantage, 21-6 on the offensive boards for New Orleans. They turned it around this game, 24-16, 12-3, Marv, in offensive rebounds, which has given them 9 more field goal attempts. That's an easier way to score more points.
Let's take a look at the Jeep game summary. Philadelphia 42% shooting, 18 for 43. They have attempted 9 more shots than the Hornets, who are at 44. You mentioned the edge on the offensive glass. Allen Iverson has not shot well. He does lead the Sixers with 12 points, but 5 for 15. And how about Baron Davis? 8 for 13, 4 of 6 from downtown for 24 points.
Well, you see there, he either gets behind the three-point line or he takes it right to the hoop. Not many things fall in between. Perimeter or at the front of the rim. 8 for 13 from the floor, 4 for 6 from the three-point line. 24 points for Baron Davis.
So the 76ers by 7 as this third quarter gets underway. Let's go to Cheryl.
Thanks a lot, Marvel. Coach Brown was very happy with the effort defensively in the first half. Really thought that they did a great job of being aggressive, rebounded very well on the offensive glass. He said the key in the second half is to match their energy early. Coach Silas, on the other hand, said that we have to turn around the offensive boards. We need to get on the glass like Philly did, eliminate 30-second shots and way too many turnovers, guys.
And Paul Silas not very happy on the bench through that first half. Here's Iverson. Thanks for Coleman. Derek Coleman just did beat the 24.
Coleman just able to find the handle on him. Iverson went baseline, dropped it off for him. Now the handle converted just as the 24-second buzzer went off.
A blocking foul. See, Eric Snow is hurt. That's the second committed by Snow. He took a shot.
There's the screen set by McGlure. The collision. Snow winds up laying on the ground just a little bit longer than normal, but this is one tough guy. This is a guy who played with a broken ankle, came back much sooner than they thought he would come back, which screws in it, and finished out a season for him.
Eric hanging in. Looks like he injured his hip. Wesley goes to the fullback, and a loose ball foul on McGlure.
Some guys are catch and shoot guys, meaning that when they come off the screen or when they're spotted up, they catch it and shoot it in rhythm. Wesley, that time, went off the dribble and tried to create his jump shot. He's not an off the dribble jump shooter.
Minute gone by in the third. Coleman, McGlure got a piece of it. Aaron Davis and David Wesley in the backcourt. Jamal McGlure, P.J. Brown, and George Lynch up front. And Derek Coleman has come out very active here in the third quarter. Iverson met on a switch by Lynch. Not a good shot. He fired it up.
Tried to get that little extra lift on it to get it over the top of Lynch.
And Lynch rejected by Coleman. Brown is there for the reverse putback. The Hornets are down by 7. Only the second field goal for P.J. Brown.
You see New Orleans extending their defense, trying to pick up their defensive pressure. They're intentionally trying to force a few more turnovers here.
Keith Van Horn. And Van Horn not able to get into the offensive flow. That's been the case throughout the series. Sat out a couple of weeks with that heel injury. Still does not have the timing down. Brown with the step. Thomas on the rebound. Broke it up. And last touch by New Orleans.
Mark talked about Van Horn. He's shooting just 33% coming into this game tonight. As a coach, Larry Brown has tried to figure ways of getting him off. He's run consecutive plays for him. He's run plays to start a quarter, start a game, start a half, to keep searching as a coach for a way to get a guy going, because once you get him going, then he may find his way for the rest of the series.
Iverson setting it up against Wesley, getting the step. New Orleans 1 for the last 6 from the field, and Snow is called for the tripping foul. It is a non-shooting foul. This is game 4 of this best of 7 Eastern Conference quarterfinal series. The 76ers leading 2 games to 1. Game 5 will be back in Philadelphia Wednesday night. We'll have it TNT, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Wesley, he's been off, rebounded by Snow.
Wesley just 1 for 6 off the floor right now. And again, you saw him take the dribble to shoot that last jumper.
Thomas had it knocked away by Wesley, but contact made and a foul. That's the second committed by David Wesley.
Oh, did you get the feeling in talking with Coach Silas today that Mashburn may not be back this series at all? I mean, he said in the paper that if they could just extend it, maybe go back to Philly, but Paul Silas doesn't sound too encouraged with that finger.
Well, Jamal was a bit more encouraging when he was talking about it with Cheryl Miller the other night, but that dislocation and chip fracture the middle finger of his right hand does not allow him to grip the basketball. Here's Van Horn for 3. And on the back tap, Thomas on it. Iverson trying to shoot his way back. Rebounded by Brown. It has not been a good shooting night once again for Allen Iverson. Lynch for 3. Yes. The Hornets are within 4. Four minutes gone by in the third. Iverson Well, keeps firing away until he's able to connect. That was from downtown. So Iverson now 6 of 19 from the field, but he's given his team a 7-point lead.
Yeah, David Wesley just gave him too much space. If you're going to follow him over that screen, you've got to get right up into his jersey, be right with him, because Iverson gets it off too quick. Just needs a little bit of space.
And Wesley is tied up. Eric Snow with a playful hug of David Wesley.
You always hope that the guy that's facing down doesn't know that it's playful, understands that it's playful.
Snow and Wesley will jump it up. Allen Iverson opened the series with that 55-point game in Philadelphia. And once again, aggressive play, and a timeout is called.
Larry Brown jumped up off the chair. He couldn't believe that a foul wasn't called. He thought when Kenny Thomas was hit initially, he went down, if there was going to be a whistle. Instead, New Orleans sees him on the ground and jumps right on top of him to try and tie him up for another jump ball. Right there is where Larry Brown felt that Baron Davis fouled him. Thomas lays on the ground, no call, so jump him for a jump ball situation.
Sixer trainer Len Collier out to take a look, and now they change to a full timeout. That is coming up as the second of our doubleheader. Kings in front, 2 games to 1. Stockton, Jeff Van Gundy will have it for you right here on TNT. Shot clock down to 7. Iverson floats it to Van Horn. And last touch by Van Horn. The ball back to the Hornets.
I think Dick Stockton has had to change his style very much with Jeff.
I would say dramatically. Very similar to the situation that Jeff and I have had with you.
I was just going to ask you if you had to change it very much.
McLaurin tried to drop step and had it knocked away. Snow ahead of the field. Eric Snow able to race down court. Nice lead pass thrown by Allen Iverson. And the Sixers lead by 9.
You see the Sixers right back on defense in transition, corralling Baron Davis. 2 men against him. Coleman along with Snow, so he couldn't get quick dribble penetration.
Shot clock to 6. Good job defensively here by the Sixers. Davis, though, able to get inside. Philadelphia thought they had the stop.
Looked like he was going to have a 24-second violation, but somehow he got there in time to lay it up off the glass.
26 points for Baron Davis. Iverson. There's Wesley. But the Sixers get back. Wesley whipping by Iverson. A beautiful change of pace off the dribble, pulled off by David Wesley. And the Hornets are within 5. Hornets try to tie the series at 2. Philadelphia seeking to go 3-1. And back to Philly on Wednesday. As Kenny Thomas slams it home, he now has 9.
P.J. Brown got caught coming halfway out on a rotation towards Coleman. Didn't go all the way, but it was enough that it opened up his man for the pass underneath.
Horn with the rebound in traffic. So, troubles to Thomas. Coleman able to keep it alive. And a foul is called. It's against the Hornets. As Coleman took the hit from Lynch, that's 3 on Lynch. Aaron McKee will check back in, replacing Eric Snow. Snow with 12 points, 9 assists. Czar, while we have an opportunity, we'd like to extend happy birthday wishes to our director, Renato Lowe, and his wife, Karen, sharing the same birthday. Coleman whips it down low. Very nice touch. You handed Renato $5 as a birthday present. Here's Davis. And then another 5 for Karen. Very kind.
Maybe you don't want anything real big.
Sixers 61, and the Hornets 56. Wesley looking for the steal, and he's tied up by Iverson. So he'll jump it up.
Trying to find a way to put some points on the board. They'll take easy ones anytime. Davis out in front, laying it up and in transition. 8 fast break points for the Hornets right now to 13 for the Sixers.
Monty Williams over the scorer's table. He'll come on, replacing Keith Van Horn. Wyatt Knight for Van Horn, 6 points, just 2 for 6 from the field.
You know, I thought the $5 was
overly generous.
I said get your wife a meal, like maybe a couple of Happy Packs or whatever those things are that come in a box.
They come in a box. Steve Javi looking to set things up on this jump ball. And the Sixers control. Shot clock down to 5. McKee with a nice fake. Thomas is fouled. Well, Kenny Thomas will shoot 2. He was pushed by Jamal McGlure. Thomas only 1 of 4 at the line. You can catch the NBA playoffs in high definition on NBA TV tomorrow. There's a Game 5 doubleheader starting at 7 o'clock Eastern time. The Nets host the Bucks, followed by the Pacers and the Celtics. Game 5 doubleheader at 7 and HD only on NBA TV.
A little surprised by the Celtics-Pacers series right now. 3-1 Celtics.
Yes.
They dig themselves a hole, Boston. And then what's happened each game is they catch on fire, and Indiana can't make a shot. They go like stretches of 8 minutes, 7 minutes with no field goals. They can't make a basket. And a lot of them are wide open shots. When you're struggling and it gets inside your head, you put pressure on yourself, that's what can happen.
It is back to Conseco Fieldhouse for game number 5. 76ers have led by as many as 14. They lead by 6. Silas staying with the front line of McGlure, Lynch, and Brown. Davis and Wesley in the backcourt. McKee defending on Wesley. Thomas jumps out. Brown. And the Sixers continue to do the job on the board.
P.J. Brown right there in front of the rim on the throwback pass. Unfortunately, couldn't finish it off.
Remaining in the third. Nice backdoor pass from Davis. Terrific communication between backcourt teammates Baron Davis and David Wesley.
We saw Wesley cutting from right to left the whole time. We just had to wait for him to clear the defensive players before he could lay that ball out there for him.
Iverson. Rebound snatched by Lynch. Here's Wesley. David Wesley able to finish. The Hornets are down by 3.
So that pass is caught with maybe a half of an inch to spare because it was a little bit slower. The defensive man would have picked it off.
The 76ers want to talk it over.
You'll see the power of Lynch going up. He grabs a rebound, and now on this outlet pass, just enough zip to get it past Iverson, and then Wesley enough speed to lay it in. Change directions, go back door, have contact with your point guard, and understanding that if you keep moving without it, he'll find you somewhere around the hoop.
Wesley started out 1 of 6 from the field. He's hit his last 3 shots. This is the closest the Hornets have been since late first quarter when they were down 19-18. It's a 3-point game. Just under 3 to go in the third.
All for timeouts. Philadelphia likes to run specials. Lobs, backdoors. You must always make your team aware of it against a Larry Brown coach team.
Here's Thomas, not the shot he was looking for, and did not make contact with the rim. It's a 24-second violation.
Tyrone Hill may have forgotten how much time was up, but didn't realize that it did not get a piece of the rim. As a result, he threw it back out instead of taking it up immediately.
Tractor trailer, and Kenny Anderson has checked in for the Hornets. Anderson providing a breather for Davis. Here's Brown. Yes! P.J. Brown brings the Hornets within 1.
You can see why Allen Iverson leads the league in steals, because he gets a piece with so many balls. He actually got a deflection on that one. Fortunately for P.J. Brown, it came to his hands. He then knocks out the foul line jumper.
Wesley was trying for the steal and called for the push, and that will put the Hornets over the limit. 3 on Wesley, but New Orleans now in the penalty. Baron Davis sitting down. See the ice on the knee.
Davis has logged a lot of minutes up to this point in the game. You know, Paul Silas had told us before Game 3 he was hoping he could get 30 to 32 minutes. He wanted to play in 8-minute spurts. Instead, he wound up with 40 minutes, and they kept checking with the trainer to make sure it was okay. He checked with Davis. Davis told him, I'm good in the second half to go as many minutes as you need me. He left him on the floor, 28 points, 8 assists, so he had a spectacular game, but eventually the wear and tear builds up. We saw earlier in the game, Mark, it kind of caught on him for a split second at the defensive end of the floor. He grimaced in pain.
So the Sixers now lead 65-62. Just under 2 remaining in the third. Marv Albert, Lazar, Mike Sotelo, Carroll Miller. This is Game 4, the best of 7. Kept alive by Brown. P.J. Brown spinning his way, rejected and fouled. Keith Van Horn trying to keep P.J. Brown away is called for a second foul, and P.J. will go to the line for the first time tonight.
After the first 3 games, P.J. Brown had 11 defensive rebounds, 13 offensive rebounds in the series.
84% free throw shooter. And there is Dee Brown, the wife of P.J., also an outstanding basketball player at Louisiana Tech. P.J. back home, grew up in Winfield, Louisiana. And his all-season residence has been here in New Orleans. Good pressure by the Hornets, leading to a Sixer timeout.
Well, what they did is they caught Philadelphia in something that Philly has used against them a number of times. People ran down the floor, didn't expect the full court pressure. They trapped the ball in the backcourt. Philly has to use a timeout.
Open shot for Tyrone Hill. And that for the Sixers, their first field goal in the last 4.5 minutes. They're only 5 for 16 here in the third quarter. They lead now by 3 points. Anderson lost it. Here's Snow chased by Anderson. It counts, and the foul, and not a good foul by Kenny Anderson.
No, if Anderson's going to foul him, you've got to foul him and stop him from making the layup. Anderson tried to grab him initially by the backcourt. Then at the last second, if you're not going to be able to get him, let him go. Don't give him a 3-point play. This game is too close. There's the strip. Snow's off to the races. Here comes Anderson in at the end. And right there, he pulls his hand back. He doesn't want to foul him. He tries to avoid it, but the official thought he got him. Official might have been behind the play, Mark, and not gotten a good angle on it.
And Eric Snow misses his first free throw in this series. Hit his previous 6 tonight. Less than a minute remaining of the third. Philadelphia leading by 5. Alexander just checked back in. It counts, and a foul away from the ball. But the basket will count, and the foul called on the Hornets, who are over the limit. Foul called on Trailer. So Monty Williams, who was hit to the floor, will go to the line.
Tractor Trailer under the basket, trying to get position in case there's a miss. You see him take that right arm and throw Monty Williams down to the ground. That's where the foul takes place. Basket's good. They're going to get on the shoot.
Monty Williams has had an injury-hit season. Has played only 21 games, just a 75% free throw shooter. The Sixers now lead 70 to 66, down to 45 seconds to go. In the third, they try to trap Anderson. Trailer working his way inside, rebounded by Hill, and Trailer lost his balance. And he and Williams got involved, and Trailer called for a foul once again as he made contact with Monty Williams.
Well, obviously, Steve Javie felt that it wasn't just a case of losing his balance. He felt like he fell down intentionally to get a piece of Williams that time. That's why he called the foul. Remember, those were the same two that were involved in the contact the previous play when Williams went to the free throw line. So Steve Javie, trying to keep the game under control, felt that that was an intentional act on his part to fall backwards into Williams.
Monty Williams signed as a free agent last summer. Once again, sent to the line off the foul by Trailer. Monty was projected as the starting small forward, but set back by shoulder and knee surgery. So he's hit 3 of 4 here at the line.
Well, all these little fouls that build up. 22 fouls on New Orleans, just 13 fouls on Philadelphia. When they lead to extra free throws, that's why Philly shot 25 to just 13 for New Orleans.
Alexander, rebounded by Lynch. Trailer missed on the follow. And now we're down to 5 seconds remaining in the third. Here's Iverson racing on Trailer and scores. Oh, what a move by Allen Iverson with 1 second left in the third as Lynch comes up short. That's the end of the third. And the 76ers, who appear to be on the ropes, have extended back to an 8-point lead.
Yeah, Mark, Lynch took a bad second shot. He took it too quick, and it allows Iverson enough time to get down the court and shoot this floater. When George Lynch got the second shot with 14 seconds remaining, he should have waited to get a good high percentage shot.
A 9-2 run by Philadelphia. That run since Baron Davis took a seat on the bench. The Houston Astros on to the fourth quarter. The 76ers with a 74-66 lead on the Hornets.
How about the Red Hot Braves? Not just the Braves, the Red Hot Braves. And a former Brave was Red Hot. Millwood pitching a no-hitter. First no-hitter this year in Major League Baseball.
Kevin Millwood doing it against the Giants. Art Baron Davis is back. Oh, McLaurin hit the deck while looking for a foul on Tyrone Hill. Here's Davis for 3. He has been unconscious. 31 for Davis. That's his 5th from downtown. He's 5 of 7 from beyond the 3-point line, and a foul is called. Lane Reichelt pointing at Davis for Baron his 3rd.
Boy, giving an unusual screen while he's on the ground, Mark. There's enough space for Davis to get a look at the basket.
Iverson trying to pull it back on Anderson. Here's McKee. Crowd looking for a travel. Van Horn, yes! Keith Van Horn hits the 3. The 76ers now lead 77-69.
Keith Van Horn, 3 for 6 from the three-point line coming into tonight's game. That's what he seems to want to do. He eventually winds up and he feels comfortable out there behind the three-point line.
The Hornets, game 3 Saturday, turned it up in the fourth quarter to crush the 76ers in every phase of the game. Oh, what a tip. And that's one of the Hornets who led the way in the fourth quarter the other night. Jerome Iso with the tip.
Well, we have not seen McGlure get the easy baskets that he did the other night. They continually found him in the middle of the lane in game number 3 for high percentage shots. Tonight, 0 for 3 from inside for McGlure.
Allen Iverson now just 7 of 23 shooting. New Orleans down by 6. Davis with the crossover and scores again. Baron Davis with 33. That equals his career playoff high and equals a season high for this year. Iverson. And Van Horn is there. So Keith Van Horn with 11. And Steve Javy blowing a whistle, an official timeout. And not sure if it's a contact lens that went flying or just some debris on the floor. Let's see.
Watch when Iverson drives how he pulls more than one white shirt to him. That's why there's nobody left. There's 1, there's 2, and there's the man that was supposed to get blocked out by Moiso. Moiso challenges the shot. Nobody puts a body on Van Horn. Here's the first man, McGlure. There's the second man, Moiso, and there's the guy that was supposed to get blocked out. Keith Van Horn laying it in on the second shot opportunity.
Apparently with some debris on the floor that was spotted by Steve Javy. Pressure on the inbound. And Anderson able to handle. And Anderson now trapped and takes a timeout. Iverson swiping for the ball, caught a piece of Anderson.
You've got to bring the ball down the middle of the floor. Then you can veer off to the left or veer off to the right. If you put yourself in a corner, you're asking for trouble.
9:47 remaining, fourth quarter. And coming up next on TNT, as mentioned, Kings and the Jazz. And then tomorrow on TNT, with that series tied at 2, it's the Spurs hosting the Suns in Game 5, followed by Game 5 of the Lakers and the Timberwolves. That series even at 2.
You don't think Ernie was implying anything when he said half of something? I mean, was there a shot there?
I think so. Send it over to Cheryl.
Marvin, Mike, out of that last timeout, Larry Brown just emphasizing, saying it over and over again, we have to win the fourth quarter. We have to win the fourth quarter. Assume that every shot is missed. Crash the boards, and let's get this win, guys.
Oh, nice move. Alexander off the whip pass. Kenny Anderson with a good look. Larry Brown at halftime of Game 3 Saturday night told his team the second half might be the series. And the fourth quarter was a nightmare for the 76ers. Van Horn is rejected.
There's one of those reverses off the timeout that Larry Brown set up. We see Moiso come down the lane and right into Monty Williams. Offensive foul call on Jerome Moiso as he tried to establish post position in transition.
So Moiso with the block shot at the other end and then called for the offensive foul. So the Sixers get it back. Third on Moiso, who did a terrific job the other night. Had only one block shot, but he altered about 3 or 4 other shots.
Long, jumps well.
Here's Van Horn. Yes! So Keith Van Horn with 7 points in a hurry here in the fourth quarter.
I just said he's long, jumps well, but he forgets that Van Horn plays from behind the three-point line. He was way off and too far, particularly since Van Horn had just hit one not too long ago.
Anderson. That was deflected short. And McKee able to elude Alexander. Eric Snow is back. Snow, McKee, and Iverson in a 3-guard set for Larry Brown. The big man of Van Horn and Coleman. Here's Van Horn looking for the room. Shoots over Moiso. Back comes Davis.
That time you saw him out with a hand right up. He got right underneath the shooter that time, took away his space.
Paul Silas also going with a three-guard set with Davis, Anderson, and Alexander. And on the turnover, the ball back to the Sixers.
This backcourt in the last game of Baron Davis along with Kenny Anderson was very productive for them because it allowed Davis to rest and not having to handle the ball all the time, and it allowed Kenny Anderson to do the majority of the ball handling, particularly when Philadelphia came after him and started jumping him and trapping him. Once Paul Silas inserted that backcourt in, it took all the pressure off them. They were able to get into their offense much easier.
Anderson taken out, and Wesley is back. Nice fake by Iverson. Alexander with the rebound. The Hornets put the ball down by 6. Brown, yes. Philadelphia 81, New Orleans 77. Early fourth quarter. Iverson with a nice lead pass. Snow had nowhere to go and try to get it to Coleman.
And it was just enough of a hand in there coming through by the defensive man, Alexander, rotating, that forced Coleman to take his eyes off it. The ball hit Coleman's hands out of bounds.
And McLaurin over to set the screen. Davis for McLaurin. Oh, the steal by Brown. P.J. Brown. And then his pass broken up. Alexander able to recover. Here's Davis. Oh, he blew the stuff. Things are getting very physical. Timeout was called. You see Baron Davis dive on top of Eric Snow, but the timeout had been called.
I think it was Derek Coleman that went up and challenged Baron Davis as Davis came through to dunk this thing. If he would have ever finished this one off, you would have heard this place really erupt. But you see, eventually after P.J. Brown goes down on the floor, the pass out from Courtney Alexander finds Davis. He tries to finish, and there's Coleman up, challenging it.
The NBA Coach of the Year. Our congratulations to
Well deserved.
to Greg. Bad news for the Lakers. Rick Fox out for the remainder of the playoffs, and MRI revealed a torn tendon. And Bobby Jackson of the Kings has been fined $7,500 for publicly criticizing the officials following Game 3 with Utah defeating Sacramento at the Delta Center. It'll be Sacramento and Utah in the second of our playoff doubleheader here tonight. And, we've got an excellent game going here in New Orleans. Sixers 81, the Hornets 77, just under 7 remaining in the fourth. Iverson lost it. Here comes Alexander. 3-on-2. Wesley for 3. Yes! The Hornets are within 1. Iverson. Snow. Yes, Eric Snow with his best all-around game of the series. He now has 16 points along with 11 assists.
And that little subtle thing right there, Iverson coming off and hitting Snow as he moved away and spotted up opposite, is something they had worked on in the shoot-around. Larry Brown emphasizing to Allen Iverson, when you come off on that side screen, look opposite, the man's open.
P.J. Brown had it knocked away, and then Baron Davis called on the foul. A non-shooting affair, Hornets' second team foul. For Davis, it is number 4. Baron Davis equaling a season high, and this his career playoff high, has 33 points. Allen Iverson has missed 11 of his last 13 from the field. He has been off right from the start, just 7 of 25. Derek Coleman was wide open. Missed assignment on the part of the Hornets.
Yep, you have to cover that lane area once you're going to start trying to trap the ball or blitz it, as they say, out in front as people start rotating to shooters. By stepping an offensive man in the middle of the lane, sometimes you just create that opening for a second.
Wesley pass picked off. Iverson. And they'll reset. Snow brings it back out. Snow with Iverson and McKee in a three-guard alignment. The big men are Coleman and Van Horn. Van Horn being played by Wesley, so he has the mismatch. Wesley took it out of his hands. David Wesley with the steal. Look out. McKee knocked it away. And the Sixers get it right back.
Wesley not realizing that guys are coming up from behind him that time. He tried to slow up so he wouldn't lose the ball by trying to split people off the dribble, and instead he let him catch it from behind.
Iverson! Allen Iverson! That's a two-pointer. Had the foot on the line. He now has 19. So 6 straight points by the 76ers. They lead by 7. And the Hornets take a timeout.
If you guard Allen Iverson, it takes total concentration because he is constantly on the move. You cannot relax for a second. Wesley gives him a little space, allows him to catch it. You allow him to catch it, you're asking for trouble.
Ready for the second of our TNT doubleheader, the Sacramento Kings and the Utah Jazz. 4:32 remaining in the fourth quarter. The 76ers with an 87-80 lead just a moment ago. The Hornets were within 1. Silas staying with Courtney Alexander, Baron Davis, David Wesley. Going to the 3 guards along with Jamal McLaurin, P.J. Brown. Brown trying to set the pick. Here's Davis reversing himself and draws the foul. So Baron fouled in the act. Will go to the line. That's 4 on Snow.
Philadelphia keeps trying to force that side pick and roll down to the baseline. They don't want to let Davis get back to the middle of the floor. At that time, a quick changeover, right to left by Davis. The foul on Snow.
Will hit his previous 4 at the line. New Orleans cut it to 1 at 65-64, and then Philadelphia with a 9-2 run. Hornets came right back. They got it down to 1 on that 3-pointer by Wesley. It was 81-80, but 6 straight points by Philly followed. And now the Sixers lead by 6. Iverson with the step. Iverson able to make the move on Wesley.
Well, that time he just got by David Wesley. Wesley has to stay down in his stance, and then the next guy has to come and help seal that off. It's too clean a look for Iverson to get to the rim.
2 critical buckets for Allen Iverson. 1 a jump shot, and then off the dribble. Here's Brown getting inside, and he is fouled.
If he sees a seam, a crack, a defensive lapse opening, he is there quickly. He goes by Wesley, who gives him really no resistance. And then the next man coming over, P.J. Brown, just too late to get to Allen Iverson.
And Horn on the foul. Brown to the line. He's 2 for 2 from the line. Producer tonight, Scooter Bertino. Director Renato Lowe in a birthday mode. Statistician Brian Taylor working his 94th game in the last 98 days, a career season for Brian. Just under 4 to go in the fourth. Sixers now lead by 7. There's Coleman. Yes. So Derek Coleman extends the lead. He now has 11. And the Sixers 5 for 5 from the field in a 10-2 run as they've taken the play away from the Hornets.
Sixers have 5 starters in double figures right now. Coleman was 3 for 9 up until that last shot.
McLaurin unable to convert on the putback. Iverson on the run. Iverson. Snow comes away with the rebound. And they'll work the clock. Just under 3 to go in the fourth. Iverson splitting through. Here's McKee. Yes. Aaron McKee from downtown, and the 76ers on fire here in the fourth quarter. They now lead by 12. Snow knocks it away from Davis, trying to call for time, and is able to get the call of timeout.
Aaron McKee shooting 58% from the floor coming into tonight's game. He's 3 for 5 from the floor tonight. Here's that semi-trap right at the half-court line. Again, we see it there. Going after it. Snow, Davis, everybody on top of the ball.
A 13-2 run by the 76ers.
Who did you want that call by?
'76ers and the Hornets each with 1 timeout remaining. And Czar in the 13-2 run by Philadelphia. They have hit 6 of 7 from the field.
Well, that's what happens when you get your stops defensively and wind up getting a hot hand. You can open a game up, 1-point game, 2-point game. You knock 3 or 4 straight shots down, suddenly it seems like it's a huge lead. That guy right there, Allen Iverson, Larry Brown has been milking him. He feels Allen's got to go, and he keeps putting the ball right back in his hands again, calling his number, calling his play, and he does have it going.
Iverson with a couple of big buckets in this stretch, but overall just 9 for 28 from the field. Baron Davis now a career playoff high with 34 points, and he has managed to do it despite a swollen knee. Has that bone bruise on his left knee. Sat out Game 2, came back strong. Game 3 this past Saturday night, leading the Hornets to the victory as they took over in the 4th quarter. Different story tonight. It's been the 76ers in command here in the 4th. Alexander.
Baron Davis has been spectacular tonight. The knee the way it is, his lack of conditioning because he has not been able to practice. The fact that he's put up these numbers in 41 minutes, 12 for 18 from the floor, 5 for 6 from the foul line, 34 points and 7 assists.
Coleman getting it down low. Van Horn, though, had it knocked aside. Under 2 minutes remaining in the 4th. Here's Davis from way downtown. Alexander stripped of the ball. Snow for McKee. And again, the 76ers should be in no hurry.
Well, Davis came down that time, took a hurry 3-pointer. He's trying to get back 12 points all in one shot. It's not going to happen. He had about 1 minute and 50 remaining when he came down. Take your time, get a good percentage shot for your team.
And Iverson is fouled by Davis. That's 5 on Barron. The Philadelphia 76ers on their way to a 3-1 lead with Game 5 back in Philadelphia on Wednesday night. We'll have it for you on TNT starting at 6 o'clock Eastern Time.
Iverson, 9 for 28 from the floor, 21 points in game number 3 as Van Horn misses that attempt. In game 3, Marv, he was 10 for 29, wound up with 28 points, so he's almost right exactly where he was last game with 1 minute 18 remaining.
Baron Davis is throwing his body all over the court, and he has played so hard right from the start. You see Allen Iverson went over to see if he's all right. Davis went flying right into the lap of assistant coach Brian Hill.
Sixers are going to take their time now and run this shot clock down. They have 18 seconds remaining on it. I'm sure that they'll run it down as low as they can and try and get a high percentage shot or create off the dribble and then draw and kick type of attitude.
Kenny Anderson has come on for Baron Davis. Here's McKee. The rare miss for the 76ers here in the 4th quarter. The ball back to the Hornets, who have not been able to come up with a field goal the last 5.5 minutes.
Somebody else besides Baron Davis needs to step up in the game tonight. P.J. Brown was 11, Wesley was 12. The starting unit, Alexander, gave him 9 good points off the bench this season.
And here is Alexander for 3. So making 12 good points.
Well, he heard you talking about it.
And the foul is called. We're down to 39 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. It has been an outstanding all-around performance for that man. Eric Snow, 5 of 8 from the field, 12 assists, 6 rebounds, 16 points in all. As are coming into tonight, Eric Snow had not shot well in this series. And the 76ers are looking for more from Snow. And Allen Iverson hears it from the crowd on that air ball on the free throw.
Allen Iverson and Derek Coleman are getting a laugh. He can't believe it himself. If you can laugh at yourself in this situation, then you're doing okay.
So the Sixers lead by 10. Wesley and Horn able to get to that air ball. A solid performance by the Philadelphia 76ers. Allen Anderson, remember they got off to the slow start. They were just 2 for 15 from the field, then went on a tear. They hit 7 straight shots. They were very aggressive at the defensive end.
You could see early on when they came out, they were down in their stances. They had their hands all over the basketball. It was very hard for the Orleans to get a clean look at the basket. They produced early turnovers, 9 quick runs for New Orleans, which led to easy scores for Philadelphia. So the message had come through after game number 3 from Larry Brown that you cannot let this series get tied back up and all of a sudden turn into a best of 3, 2 out of 3. We've got to go out and play much, much harder than we did, and the big men got on the glass much better than they did in game number 3.
Eric Snow gets set to shoot his second free throw. Let's check in with Ernie Johnson.
Yeah, Marv, we're just minutes away now from the tip as Utah takes on Sacramento. Karl Malone and the Jazz trying to ensure that they will come back and play another game at the Delta Center after tonight. They're down 2 games to 1. Back to Marv and Jeff.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Ernie. Ernie's very confused tonight. McGlower on the follow. And the Sixers now lead at 96-87.
You like this, don't you? You get a kick out of this, you and Ernie.
Final seconds. The Philadelphia 76ers have taken a 3-1 lead in this best of 7. Game number 5 in Philly on Wednesday night. The High Point men, Baron Davis with 34. Allen Iverson at 22, but shot only 9 for 28. Coming up next, Game 4, the Kings and the Jazz. Harv Albert with the czar, Mike Fratello, along with Cheryl Miller saying so long from New Orleans. And